everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So today I'm gonna share with you the products which really disappointed me last year. So it's kind of like sharing the worst products of 2020, even if not the worst, but the products have really disappointed me. Just a disclaimer, these products did not work for me doesn't mean that these products did not work or will not work for you. If it worked for you, well and good, and just because it did not work for me, I'm sharing with you my experience and my thoughts on these products. Frankly speaking, I have wasted so much money on this product, so if you want to know which products really disappointed me last year, keep on watching the video. And yes, if anyone is interested to know how I created this look, then a mini tutorial is uploaded on my Instagram account, so go check it out. So if you're new on this channel, hi, this is Devani. I am a beauty and lifestyle vlogger here in YouTube. So if you want to be the part of my journey, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button just next to it so that whenever I upload a video, you get notified. With that being said, let's start the video. So let me tell you, I have nothing against these brands. It's just that few of their products really disappointed me and therefore they are on my worst category. But that doesn't mean that I hate all of their products, and frankly speaking, most of their products are in my best skincare list. So the first product is from Mamaearth. It's their oil-free face moisturizer with apple cider vinegar. Now this product is specially formulated for acne-prone skin, and my skin tends to break every now and then, so I thought to give this product a try. But this product really disappointed me. Now it says it's paraben and silicone free, it's non-comedogenic, which is great, and it also says light and non-greasy. No, it's absolutely not. This moisturizer is so thick and heavy on my skin that every time I try to make it work, I turn up looking like a greased turkey. My skin is combination to sensitive skin, which is more to oilier side, so I tend to break every now and then, but this moisturizer is so thick and heavy and I absolutely hate the feeling on my skin. And therefore it's on my most disappointed product category. The next product in my disappointed category is again from Mamaearth. It's the Mamaearth Vitamin C Face Toner. So now, just in case whoever doesn't know, vitamin C is an antioxidant which helps in cell renewal and also helps in minimizing the pores and fine lines and wrinkles, and also adds a brightening effect to the skin. Now this product claims that this helps in pore tightening and also helps in shrinking the size of the pore and also balances the pH level of the skin, which are toners meant for. It also has cucumber extracts which gives a soothing effect and also hydrates your skin. But honestly speaking, even after those big claims, I did not enjoy using this toner, because as it says, this toner helps in maintaining the pH level of your skin, but as soon as I apply this toner, my skin starts feel very dehydrated and I have to immediately apply some moisturizer. Otherwise my skin starts feeling very stretchy and dehydrated and dry. And moreover, it has a very weird smell. I like my skincare to be fragrance free, and it may include some mild fragrances, which is okay with me, but then this smells like an expired batch of medicine or something. I don't know what it is, and I really didn't enjoy this product on my skin. The next product on my list is the most hyped product of 2020, that is the Pond's Super Light Gel Oil Free Moisturizer. It has hyaluronic acid and vitamin E, which is great for oily skin, but this as a whole is not a moisturizer. This is actually a humectant. Now speaking about humectants are not moisturizers. They actually derive moisture from the environment, from the atmosphere you are staying in, and therefore whenever I apply this, I have to top it up with another heavy moisturizer. Otherwise it feels good for first 1 to 2 minutes, and after that again my skin starts feeling very dehydrated and dry. And because we spend most of our times in ACs and air conditioners, so this actually acts reverse. I mean, this, what it does, it cannot, it cannot derive moisture from the environment. Rather, it derives moisture from your own skin, making your skin feel more dry and dehydrated. Therefore I actually didn't enjoy using this. Yes, it feels good on the skin because it gives that nice, that silicone effect to your skin, but again I believe this can clog your pores, making your blackheads and whiteheads more prominent. Now next on my list is this Nykaa Go For Glow Super Hydrate Face Mask. Now I don't know how a peel of mask can hydrate your skin. I mean, doesn't make any sense. But my issue is not with the hydrating factor. My issue is its composition. I mean, if you apply a peel of mask with those shiny particles inside it, how it's gonna help your skin? I mean, I I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. So the shiny particles inside it is a bummer. It does nothing to your skin. It really helps in nothing. Forget about hydrating factor. It does nothing to your skin. You know, rather whenever you apply peel-off marks, you tend to stretch your skin, which again can cause damage to your skin. You know, it can sag your skin or at the early age. So avoid going for peel off marks very frequently, especially those which have those shiny particles inside it. So yes, this is again in my disappointed category. So next on the list is again the most hyped product of 2020, that is the L'Oreal Revitalift Crystal Micro Essence Smoothening Plus Radiance Serum. Oh my god, there was such a craze and hype about this product on the entire internet and YouTube. I just can't tell you. So under that pressure I bought this, but I am highly disappointed with this product. So this includes active ingredients such as salicylic acid, which is great for acne prone skin. It helps in refining the pores and, you know, smoothing the texture of the skin. It also has Centella asiatica, which is again a great property for acne prone skin. It helps in smoothing your skin and improves the skin elasticity, and also helps to, you know, disappear the fine lines and wrinkles. But to my disappointment, it did nothing as such. If you can see, I have used more than half of this bottle, but it did nothing to my skin. Rather, I got small bumps all over my face whenever I use this. You know, I tried using this and giving it a chance several times, but it didn't really work for me. I mean, I have extremely sensitive skin and as well as acne prone skin, but this really did not help me. So it's a big bummer for me. It didn't work for me. Next on my list are these two aloe vera gels. I know you might laugh at me. I mean, who doesn't love Patanjali aloe vera gel? But no, I absolutely hated this product, and my reasons are very simple. I mean, I've seen aloe vera. I mean, I have aloe vera plant at my home, but aloe vera is colorless and it has no fragrance at all. But these two, I know why have they added this green color. It's so unnecessary, and it smells I don't know what it smells like, but it doesn't smell like aloe vera for sure. And I love applying aloe vera on my skin and my hair. I love the effect of aloe vera on my skin, but these two really disappointed. Though these are affordable, I bought this Jeva aloe vera gel probably for 200 or 250, but this was on sale, so I got it for around 175 to 150, and this is for 40 to 45 bucks. I don't actually remember, something like that. But there are far better aloe vera gels available in the market. Actually, I can use my natural aloe vera gel, but the problem is I'm very lazy. I don't want to go and slice it off and take out the gel and then, you know, mix it and apply on my skin. So I would prefer to go for a ready-made aloe vera gel, but these two are real disappointment. And the last item on my disappointed list is this VLCC Natural Sciences Matte Look Depigmentation Sunscreen Gel Cream SPF 30 PA+++. Now it's a tinted sunscreen. You can see how much I have used these, but whenever you're at home, it's okay, no one is there to judge. But whenever you go outside and you apply this, oh my god, this leaves behind a white cast all over the face, and it is very difficult to blend. It hardly gets absorbed, you know. Whenever you sweat, you know, you get those white kind of lines all over the face. It says it's a tinted matte formula. Yes, this is a matte sunscreen. It also says it reduces pigmentation. Pigmentation, no. I've used this more than a month. Forget about pigmentation. It rather caused me a little tiny bumps because it is very hard to absorb, you know. You cannot blend it whatsoever. It takes a huge time, you know, to set everything. So for pigmentation part, no, absolutely no. It also says it's non-greasy, easy absorbing. Non-greasy, yes. Easy absorbing, oh my god. This is a pain in the ass. I mean, you simply cannot make it absorb. It will take around 15 to 20 minutes to make your skin look, you know, clean and polished. I mean, this is a big bummer for me. Yes, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked my review, and I have nothing against these brands. Just because few of their products did not work for me doesn't mean that they will not work for you. You can always go ahead and purchase these products and try it yourself. So with that being said, I'll come up with another video where I'll be sharing with you the products which have really worked for me. With that being said, I'm wrapping up this video, and also like the video and leave a comment if any of these products have worked for you. So until next video, love you all. Mwah.